It's not eBay unboxing today. It's Poshmark. And I try to avoid Poshmark because prices are way too high. All right, let's open this up in fast motion. This one was actually a really good bargain. All right, so this is a beautiful Victorian brooch. And it has what looks like a real gemstone, but it is not. This is an eternity knot. It actually has meaning and symbolism. During the Victorian times, certain things, they actually use symbolism in their jewelry. Now, this is a number one reason why you need to actually shop around before purchasing anything on the internet. The seller had this listed on eBay for $85. And I liked it so much that I went looking for another one that was more affordable. And it turns out that the seller had it listed on Poshmark also for $42. And it had a make an offer button on it. And so I made an offer of $36. I don't know. I figured it was an interesting number. And they accepted. So if I would have not have shopped around, I would have ended up paying way more money for this. Now, this is probably even worth more than the $85 they had it listed for. Look how beautiful this is. Another crazy thing, and I wish I took a screenshot of it. Somebody listed almost an identical brooch. Well, it was similar, with a giant stone in it. And they listed it for $1,200 on Poshmark. And they said pinchbeck gold, which is not real. And it's made to look like gold, which is what this is as well. And they said $1,200 topaz stone. And I was like, that is not a topaz. It's a Victorian glass stone. They actually use glass and paste. And I contacted the seller and she said, well, I got it from an estate sale. And the estate people said that this is an actual topaz. And I'm like, it's not a topaz, it's glass. And so there's no way, the thing that sucks on Poshmark, you can't contact the seller. I think they do that just so like you don't do outside sales because they want to rake in all the profit and get their fees. And so I wrote, you can write a comment under, their listing. And so many people thumbed it up. I think 38 people hit the heart button for it. And I contacted the seller through that. And I said, that is no topaz. That is a glass stone. And she wrote me back and said, well, the estate people told me this was a real topaz. And I'm like, oh my God, God only knows what she paid for that as she's listing it for $1,200. So be careful. A lot of Victorian gems, these giant, beautiful gems in jewelry, aren't even real. They're glass. And you can tell generally, look inside the glass. Sometimes you'll see bubbles. I don't know. Well, you can clearly see that there's bubbles in there. And of course, it's going to have scratches on it. It's glass. And so you look in there, and you can generally see the bubbles from the glass, which is really interesting. Let's flip it over. And look how this was faceted. A lot of work went into this. They didn't have like machinery because this was made somewhere in the 1860s to 1880s. And let's take a look at the making of the brooch. You can see it has a tube hinge and it has a C-clasp or a C-catch. It goes out well past the brooch. That's a very, very indicative of Victorian. If the end of the pin goes out way past the actual brooch, it's generally Victorian. This is really a beautiful piece. It's raining, so the stone's going to get wet right now, but I just wanted to show it to you. I wanted to show it to you outside so we could see the light going in here. Look how beautiful that is. And of course, people would generally think that this is a real stone, but it's not. Let's find out what the eternity knot means in the Victorian era. Let's flip it over really fast. You can see the back of it and look at the beautiful faceted pieces, well, faceting. And let's go ahead and take a look at other Victorian jewelry like this and why you shouldn't list it for $1,200 on Poshmark and listen to the estate sale ladies when they tell you it's a real topaz.
Victorian jewelry was deeply sentimental, using symbols to communicate hidden messages during an era of strict social etiquette. Paste jewelry, the chunky glass brooches. The big, chunky brooches you're thinking of are known as paste jewelry. What it is. Paste is a special type of heavy lead glass, flint glass, that was hand-cut and polished to mimic diamonds, emeralds, and rubies. Why it was used. It wasn't considered cheap or fake in a negative sense. Skilled jewelers hand-set paste in silver or gold, just like real gems. Even the wealthy wore travel jewelry made of paste to keep their real diamonds safe at home. Design. These brooches often featured foiled backs, a thin layer of metallic foil behind the glass to increase sparkle and depth. The eternity knot, lover's knot. The eternity knot, often called the lover's knot, was one of the most popular Victorian motifs. Symbolism. It represents eternal love, fidelity, and connection. Because the knot has no beginning or end, it symbolized a bond that could never be untied. Context. These were frequently given as true love tokens or engagement gifts. In mourning jewelry, the knot symbolized that love for the deceased would never end. Common Victorian symbols. Snake. Eternal love, if biting its tail. Ivy. Fidelity and wedded love. Anchor. Hope and steadfastness. Mizpah. May the Lord watch between me and thee. Separation. Forget-me-not. Remembrance and true love. On what we discussed, identifying Victorian jewelry often feels like solving a mystery. Because the era lasted over 60 years, the materials and craftsmanship evolved significantly. Here is how you can identify and understand the value of those specific pieces. 1. Identifying authentic paste jewelry. The big chunky glass stones you love were designed to mimic high-end gems, but they have unique tells that experts use to verify their age. The black spot. If you look closely at an old paste diamond, you might see a tiny black dot at the very bottom, the culet. This was often painted there to mimic the depth of an old mine-cut diamond. The fog test. Breathe on the stone. Real gems dissipate condensation almost instantly because they conduct heat quickly. Paste, glass, will stay foggy for a second or two. Wear and tear. Because glass is much softer than diamonds or sapphires, antique paste often has tiny flea bites, nicks, or rounded edges on the facets, whereas real gems stay sharp for centuries. 2. The value of eternity/lovers knot brooches. The value of these pieces varies wildly based on the metal used and the intricacy of the knot. Type of piece. Typical price range. Key value drivers. Gold-filled/pinchbeck, $40 to $150. These use base metals that look like gold. Value depends on the crispness of the knot design and if the glass stones are all original. Sterling silver and paste, $100 to $450. Scottish pebble jewelry or silver knots with foiled paste are highly collectible. Hallmarks, stamps on the back, can significantly boost value. Solid gold, 9K, 15K, $300 to $1,000 plus. Pieces made of 15-karat gold, a uniquely Victorian standard, are rare and very desirable to collectors. 3. More secret Victorian symbols. Since you're interested in symbolism, here are a few more coded messages the Victorians used in their brooches. The Mizpah, often seen on bar brooches, this word means, "The Lord watch between me and thee, when we are absent one from another." It was a long-distance relationship token. The witch's heart, a heart with a curved tail at the bottom. Contrary to the name, it was a protective amulet used to ward off the evil eye and protect nursing mothers. The horseshoe. If the ends point up, it's holding the luck in. If they point down, it was often used in mourning to show that luck had run out.
Paste, again, it would have a foil back, but a lot of this paste jewelry would not have a foil back either. So this one being so large and being in an open setting, they couldn't put a paste back, like a piece on the back of the gem. Yeah, I mean, I've seen smaller paste jewelry, like little diamonds and little tiny little cut crystals that emanate real gems. So the the Poshmark person was like, "Oh, it's 1,200 doll hairs." No, it's not worth 1,200 doll hairs. So the person she actually took down the listing, and she didn't want to at first. She sounded very, no, they told me it was, it was a real topaz. And I see she took it down, but she has another thing on her thing. Amethyst brooch. It's another thing she got from the estate sale. And we see a glass. Yeah, it's glass. That's actually really nice, but $1,500. Her prices are outrageous. And here she has another estate sale brooch, which I don't even think is Victorian or even worth it. But yeah, she has like a lot of jewelry, but she misprices them apparently. And that's the danger of going to estate sales and listening to everything that somebody tells you. Apparently, you can't always trust the estate sale ladies because they're not always right. Now, on her listing, she had a thing that said free authentication. How does that work on Poshmark? I don't know. Let's click on it. What does that mean? Hold on, we'll ask my AI assistant.
Posh Authenticate is a free service that automatically verifies luxury items sold for $500 or more. How it works: 1. Shipping. The seller ships the item to Poshmark HQ instead of the buyer. 2. Inspection. Experts check logos, materials, hardware, and craftsmanship to ensure the item is genuine. 3. Delivery. If it passes, Poshmark packages it and ships it to the buyer. If it fails, the buyer is refunded immediately. Key benefits. Security. Buyers are protected from counterfeits on high-ticket purchases. Trust. Sellers gain credibility and don't have to worry about item not authentic claim.
Okay, all right, so that was going to fail the authenticity claim, that's for damn sure. It wasn't a real topaz. Let's do some discovery ourselves. I did not pre-plan this. Here we go, here's a big giant one. 1880 citrine, 14 karat yellow gold. Okay, $2,295. Okay, apparently some of these pieces go for big bucks, but these are the ones that have real gold. And they also had low quality gold during the Victorian era. They had like 9 karat and 10 karat gold that they used to use a lot back then. It's a stronger, harder metal, although it has less gold content. It's actually one that's like less likely to get bent up and great for wearing out and not damaging it. Here's 18 karat yellow gold with an amethyst. I don't know if it's glass, but you can see this was all the rage. Here's an eternity knot. Oh, filled glass amethyst, $185. I actually did good at $32. Not gonna lie. Here's here's some more, and oh, okay, I think that's almost identical to mine, except for let's check it out. Except for the stone is much smaller. Oh yeah, the stone is way smaller than mine. the brooch is smaller. Mine's like enormous. Mine's like 2.5 inches, I think, or 3 inches across. It has a large bezel set faceted glass, citrine, circa 1870s. Mine's older than I thought then. Hey, here's my piece right there on the right. And it's at a different website? What website could it be? Oh my God. Sorry, I don't know if it's showing up on my screen, but my best friend is writing to me, oh shit, about something. I'll have to check in a moment. And yeah, this is more important. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Oh, be careful, boys and girls. See the price? You see the price? This is a scam website. What they do, oh my God, my best friend. She's writing me back and forth while I'm making this video and texting me. Yeah, this is actually a scam website. They actually clone other people's things from other websites like Mercari, Etsy, Ruby Lane, First Dibs. I'm trying to think what else, eBay. And they actually, this is a scam. You'll click on it, add it to, look how many. You can add more than one and you can change the color and blah, blah, blah. And you see, they poach somebody's description as well. And there's, yeah, that's a description for my piece. And yeah, look at this. Okay. And so what they do is they steal and you buy it thinking, oh my God, I got an amazing bargain, which by the way, my price that I paid for it was less than this on the scam website. But wait, there's more. I love looking at Victorian jewelry. Oh my God, this one is beautiful. I must add it to my collection. Can I afford it? No. Oh, I can't. $144.35. Yeah, not going to happen. Well, crap. Oh, look at the video. I love watching. I love that eBay now has this too, where they can actually post a video of the item. So you can see its size and its condition. Really beautiful. Oh, gorgeous. And it says from the 19th century. Learn more about the item. It's a paste brooch with ornate pinchback frame. And yeah, pretty cool. But wait, there's more. And oh, look, there seems to be more of these pieces that are similar. And I think that this one on the bottom, Antique Loft. Oh, someone's selling it in euros. 125 euros is equivalent to, maybe we'll find out by clicking on this website if it'll only get there. Oh, here we go. $125. We'll find out. It's equivalent to almost 150 US dollars. And I just love these old, beautiful brooches with these giant stones in it. Let's look at some more. Oh, that's really beautiful too. Lover's Knot. The Lover's Knot with 3-stone garnet brooch. How much? Look at the setting on that. Oh, this is so gorgeous. $16.92. Oh, this item is sold. I was like, $16.92. I was just going to buy it. Darn it. And it said that it's made from pinchback, set with 3-faceted garnets. And yeah. Oop, here's another one. Check it out. And yeah. Oh, this one's beautiful. 110.80. There's a lot more of these out there. Actually, oh, wait. Posh Gems. 91.56. And this one, oh God, is this the same one we just saw? I think it's the same one we just saw. $110.87. What a bargain. Oh God, they're showing me things that I had on my favorite list, and God, do I want them. Here we go. $143.86. These don't really go for very much money. I'm shocked. Color me shocked, boys and girls. Now, mind you, I used to have a Ruby Lane shop, and oh, this one's gorgeous. This one is amethyst with pinchback. And it doesn't even look as big as mine. Oh, no, 2 3/4 by 1 3/8. Oh, look at that. That is stunning. Now, I used to have a Ruby Lane shop many, many moons ago. Look at this, 215 doll hairs. That's the price they can get on Ruby Lane. You can't get it on Etsy or eBay or, Mercari. But yeah, I used to actually list my stuff for sky high, and people didn't care. They were upscale buyers. They didn't care. They just liked it. They didn't shop around like I do, looking for the bargains. And they just bought it because they just liked it. And yeah, if I still had my Ruby Lane shop and I was selling, I would put at least 200 on this one. Definitely not going to let it slip out of my fingers for less than that. No way, Jose. And for all the people that are looking for bargains like me, screw you. And yeah, if it was a 9-carat version, even with the glass stone, $698.12. All right, so once again, thanks for watching. You know that it's very hard to find bargains. And so if you think that these are real stones, and you just get it from an estate sale lady, think again. That seller wanted $1,200 for a similar brooch. Not going to happen unless somebody's stupid enough to believe that, oh yeah, they got authenticity guarantee listing. It says it right there on Poshmark. And yeah, you don't have to worry because that person didn't even test it and actually took the word of the estate sale ladies, and you could have gotten screwed. And so thanks for watching. See you guys all soon. This went from $85, and I shopped around and found the same seller selling it on eBay and selling it on Poshmark, And I ended up getting it for $36. Not bad at all. See you guys all on the next one.